West Cork Beard Company make beard oil and beard balm for a strong, healthy, great-looking beard. Handmade from all natural ingredients in Clonakilty, West Cork. Check out their YouTube channel for beard care tips and advice, or catch them online at westcorkbeardcompany.ie.
For Gooners everywhere, this is the ultimate football app for you. For match highlights, interviews, and the best Arsenal videos and podcasts. Download the free Gunners app now from the App Store and Google Play.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome back to the Same Old Arsenal podcast episodes. I don't know, but we got another win to talk about. A fantastic performance last night from the boys at the Emirates against Newcastle. Well, second half was good. First half, I thought, oh God, here we go. Same old Arsenal. Before we go, if you can smash the like button, please. I'll try and get 500 likes this evening, please, if we can. That will be good. 500. Let's set ourselves a big goal. Links to our sponsors down below in the description. The West Cork Beer Company. Thank you very much, Colin, for sponsoring the show. And, of course, the Gunners app, which you can all download for iOS or Android. Just click on the link and download it. So, lads, Dan, how are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you, man. I'm just looking at Lee Judges laughing his head off. But I'm all good, thank you very much. And we won amazing last night. So I'm more than happy as a Gooner. So it's a pleasure to be here on a Tuesday night, which seems very odd, Craig, I must admit.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's very odd. But it's good to be with you three handsome chaps tonight. So I'm more than happy to have a chat with you all.
Judges? Handsome.
Well, he's in my good books at the moment, his Judges, so I'll give him a compliment.
Christ almighty. Dan, well done, mate. Friday. Well done Friday night, mate. That was a great show. With Warren Barton, Kevin and Sophie. Absolutely fantastic stuff, mate. Made the newspapers.
Yeah, unbelievable, wasn't it? Unbelievable. I said it was funny. I've got to thank Sophie from Harbury Squad actually, because listen, we've got a great link with Kevin Campbell, but she had a great link with Warren Barton, and it was quite funny because I asked her, I said, look, you don't know any Newcastle fans that'd be willing to come on this. She goes, yeah, I know someone who come on. And then last minute she goes, oh, he's busy and he kind of let us down last minute. I said, that's all right, don't worry. I said, if you're still up for coming on, we'll have a chat. Yeah, no worries. She goes, well, I could ask Warren Barton if you wanted to. And I said, yeah, go on then. Anyway, Warren says, yeah, of course I'll come on. Absolutely brilliant. And it was a great show, great debate between him and Kevin. Really good to hear some insight between the pair of them. And if those who haven't watched it, it's well worth a watch. It's great banter between him and Kevin. I actually didn't know that him and Kevin were so close. And they had great banter, good debate. And obviously Sophie's brilliant as well. So really good show. So much appreciated for that, Craig. Cheers.
Good, mate. Well done. Very well done indeed. Mark, how are you, mate?
Good.
Good. Oh, he's muted himself because he's eating too much. He's eating cheese and crackers.
I'm eating. I'm still eating. I'm still ploughing my way through the Christmas cheeses. Oh, I might have all over-ordered there. Forgot we're in lockdown and nobody else was coming. It's not. I hate throwing things away either. So. Yeah, I'm on dry January, but I haven't actually lost any weight. I think I've actually gained some because I'm eating more calories in cheese than I was drinking in beer. So, but I'm happy. Are you happy?
I'm very happy, mate. Very happy indeed. Very happy. If you're happy any night, clap your hands. Judges, how are you, sir?
I'm all good, thank you very much. All good. Always good when the Arsenal get results. Another clean sheets, more clean sheets than a laundrette at the moment at the Gooners. It's lovely. Yeah, lovely. Right. Lovely to see it, you know what I mean? So,
that's, all good. Is that 5 clean sheets in a row?
Right, well, do you know what? I can't remember the last time that happened. Must have happened in the George Graham era, surely. It must have done, but
2009 it was. 2009 last night.
Dan, we must have sold the wrong goalkeeper.
Yeah, must have, mate.
Must
have sold the wrong goalkeeper.
It's now, are we?
Hashtag Goalkeepers Union. Hashtag Goalkeepers Union.
I've got to say, some good. I felt this. I'll tell you what, I did say to Dan earlier on today. I said that Leno is getting better and better I think he was a bit rusty at the beginning of the season, which was expected, but he's getting better and better looking. I felt what was great about last night, I don't know how you guys feel, but as soon as we went 1-0 up, I felt comfortable. I didn't think we was going to concede and lose from there. And that's a nice feeling, you know what I mean? Like, even when we was a good side, I always, like, you know, we 1-0 up, there was always that danger of a sloppy goal or something like that. But I didn't feel that yesterday. I felt that with all their firepower, they put some big guns, as you know, up there. You know, people were a little bit worried before the game started. I thought we defended really, really well yesterday. And by the way, I like Thomas Partey.
Oh, how good is he? Honestly,
I
said to my mate today, I said, it's like watching a load of Vauxhall Ford Focuses driving around with a BMW in the middle. That's what it looks like.
Do you know what I liked about him yesterday is that I think I'd say he was great yesterday. He didn't have, but what he was done, he was just like,
it's just so simple, Lee.
Yeah, you could see he was a class above without really having to show it yesterday. I really, you know, I'll tell you what, I watched that goal again last night when I got in. It weren't easy. Lacazette puts it into him. He gives it a little shimmy and then the pass for the goal for Aubameyang. You know, I don't think anybody else would have been able to do that. You know what I mean? In our midfield. So, yeah, well pleased and a lovely assist from our Partey man. Partey. I love it, Partey.
Dan, let's start with Thomas Partey. Makes the game look so simple, doesn't he? Gets the ball, and the lovely thing I like about Thomas Partey is when he gets the ball, he's only going forward. He's thing in his head is he's going forward with the ball. I thought Granit Xhaka played very, very well again last night. I've got to say, I know there's a mixed feeling about him, but there was a time in the game where he got the ball and we were breaking out, and instead of he had people running for him, and he stopped. It's the first half. No, it was the second half. He stopped and just played the ball back again to the defence. But with Thomas Partey, when he gets the ball, all he's thinking about is forward.
Listen, it's great to watch. I've got an amazing amount of confidence when he's on the ball. I don't worry. I don't think that he's going to give the ball away. There's always a positive move with Thomas Partey. And last night, the midfield was a lot better, and I liked the substitute because when we go 2-0 up and El Neni comes on, that's fine by me. I don't want El Neni starting every game, but he's the sort of sub that you can bring on to keep it simple when you're 2-0 up to see the game out. With Granit Xhaka, I've always been critical of him, and I still don't want him at the club. But what I will say about him is his last few performances have really impressed me. And I think that Thomas Partey is not going to make him any worse because he's a great footballer. If Thomas Partey was to have a bad game, he'd still be much, much better than what we've got. And we need another one next to him like that. So Thomas Partey, absolutely sensational. I think what I like about him the most is we can see straight away how our team is going to play when he gets that first ball. You think to yourself, I've just got confidence now that we're going to go forward. And I think we've been guilty in the past of being very negative in that position. So, of course, we missed him when he was injured. He's a complete and utter upgrade when he comes into the side. And he just seems to allow everyone around him to play better. You can see the players around him, they've got confidence in him. Every time he gets the ball or they have the ball, they look for him because they believe that he's going to do something special with it. And that's strange, really, for a kind of box-to-box midfielder to be like that. But we haven't had a box-to-box midfielder that reliable for many years. So I'm a massive fan of this guy. We have to keep him fit, Craig, because without him, we do look different in midfield. Massive, massive fan of this lad, and I thought he was excellent last night.
Mark, I want to talk to you about a different player because you being a defender in our younger days, I thought Rob Holding last night as well was tremendous.
Well, he's been superb all season, hasn't he? Let's be honest. You know, I mean, he stepped up. I think we all agree that when you're picking a what's happening now?
Lead judges is giving you his glasses.
We do it all season.
Listen, people go in on him, don't they? It's easy target. But the thing is, when you're picking a dream team in the sun or you're creating a squad of players, you can't give everyone $100,000 a week. You can't have a team full of superstars. You've got to have balance in a squad, financially and across the board. And Rob Holding, you know, he's come in and we talk about Gabriel looking like the centre half that we've all been crying out for. Well, by the way, The last game he played with City, we lost 4-0. It was also class in action. Mustafi's last game for the club, hopefully ever. But Gabriel's not played, and we've put 6 wins back to back. We've conceded 1 goal, and Rob Holding's been instrumental in that, playing alongside Louise, Mari, and that's it basically. So, yeah, I mean, I like Rod Holding as a benchmark. We don't want any worse than that at our football club. We want better than that at our football club. But every time we think he's surplus to requirements, he kind of steps up, raises his game, and does what's asked of him. He's a no-nonsense sort of centre-half. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't in this game. He doesn't do anything pretty, gets hold of the ball, whacks it into Rosette. That's what John Terry used to do. And John Terry always had someone like Carvalho or Frank Leboeuf next to him, or Marcel Desailly, so comfortable's on the ball. Rio Ferdinand, he was comfortable on the ball and he would bring the ball out, same as Mari, Louise, Gabriel, these lads. But next to them, you would have had a Nemanja Vidic. We haven't ever seen Nemanja Vidic marauding up the pitch and spraying 40-yard balls. And apparently he's one of the best centre-backs to have ever played in the Premier League. Why? What, just because he marks people out the game and whacks the centre-forward and the ball into Rosette? Rob Holding is 25 years old. He's just about to embark on his 2nd contract with the football club. And I genuinely believe this guy's going to keep meeting, overachieving, meeting expectations and proving people wrong. And I think he is. And he is proving people wrong. Same as Granit Xhaka. Put someone next to Granit Xhaka who's got fantastic mobility, an eye for ball, and the ability to drive forward with the ball like Thomas Partey have. We haven't really seen that yet. Thomas Partey getting into stride with the ball and driving up the pitch with the ball, which he will when he's fit. He's not fit yet. And look how much better Granit Xhaka seems as a player, because he's now not carrying Ceballos, who's a headless chicken at times. People have got to have teamwork. And Rob Holding, for me, he doesn't deserve to be slated the way he gets. For me, he's all right.
Absolutely, man. I totally agree with you. Lee, I was going to come to you about Aubameyang, but you seem to disagree that he's been good. Who? Rob Holding.
He's done all right the last couple of games, but I'm before Christmas. Has everybody forgot about before Christmas? You know what I mean?
But don't we judge? Shouldn't we judge? Doesn't the old saying go? You judge your players on their last game.
Yeah,
the whole team was poor before Christmas. The whole team was poor before Christmas.
Totally get that, and played well. I remember him playing the role of Bambi on ice against Grealish, having a dance off with him. You know what I mean? I don't forget things like that, you know what I mean? So, but I think the last few games, Rob Holding has done really well. I think the trouble with Rob Holding, and I think this is the thing, if we're going to win leagues and go for titles, he's not going to be the number one choice, but he could be certainly in the 4 and be a backup to it, and be part of the 4 that takes us further on. And I think that would be good. Listen, if we got a top class central defender to come in, and then when that player's not injured and Rob Holding's coming alongside, I've got no problem with that. I've been impressed with his last few games. I've got to say that. I thought yesterday, I'm going to say this, him and David Luiz handled the 2 central, Carroll, who's the other fella?
Callum Wilson.
Callum Wilson. Yeah.
I thought they handled them really, really well yesterday. I thought they, I thought a couple of years ago we could have struggled against them 2, but we handled them really, really well. I thought I've got to say that I think they complement each other quite well. Them 2, if I'll be honest. I think like the experienced one, and a bit like when Saka played alongside Holding a little bit like. And I think I don't really want to go too deep into Rob Holding, because I've got to say that he's had a bad injury as well, which people don't feel. I thought he was playing a lot better, if I'll be honest, a lot better before his injury, and then he got that injury, and he's come back. So you have to give credit where credit's due. So, but I'm not. I don't think people hate on him. I think that's an unfair thing, Marcel. I think there's a little criticism because we expect better, or of our central defenders. But as our great friend there, Mr. Shader, has said, that he has played well in the last few games, and he has. He has played well in the last few games, and so you give credit where credit's due. Just hope he doesn't eat as much bloody cheese, because otherwise he won't be able to move next week, will he?
Absolutely. And to be honest, look, just like you said, I mean, I'm not too sure there's too many fellas that want to go too deep in Rob Holding anyway.
Well, I don't know. You two seem to be very happy with a load of cheese around it as well. Like, all I'm saying.
Judges, for God's sake, this is certificate 12. That's the 90 cent that we make each video gone for this one.
I see that picture.
Bloody 90p.
How did you win a trophy? Was they just giving them away?
No, that was a five-a-side tournament, mate.
Yeah, I've seen that. What was it? Did you get a trophy just for entering?
We won it. Shooting against me in a five-a-side goal in my prime was like shooting against a brick wall.
Was that right, Mark? Was that right, Mark?
Same sort of personality and communication.
Swats.
There you go. That says it all, doesn't it? Like,
it certainly does.
They never got nowhere near his goal. Let's have it right. They never got nowhere near his goal because they had to get through me first.
That's true.
Exactly. I thought we was all Ipswich fans. There you are in Norwich kit.
Yeah. There's people who are saying, why is Lee so hyper? I said, because he's had a beer.
He's been on the beers.
First beer in the year it is, so
that's why he's a bit wobbly and he's getting a bit mouthy.
I've offended Nigel. Behave yourself, judges. Not even Mr. Judges. He's bang out of order. He is. I'll tell you what. Nigel, do your job, son.
Back to the serious stuff, Lee. How good was it to see Aubameyang scoring 2 goals? A weight lifted off his shoulders, I'm sure.
Fantastic. I'm going to be honest. Right, as honest as I can be. I wanted to see Martinelli play on last night, and if it meant Aubameyang not playing, I was up for it. I'm going to say that. But and especially when he missed an open goal and hit the bar, I was thinking, oh dear. But I think what the greatest thing, one of the greatest football's insane is, you know what I mean? Like class is permanent, and form is temporary, and that is exactly what it is. You know what I mean? He is the real deal when it comes to it. I know he hasn't played. I thought in that first half, I don't know about he had a shocker. He was absolutely,
he did,
he was awful. And I'm thinking, isn't it unbelievable? Somebody as good as he is can lose his confidence so badly and be out of form. It is incredible. But when do you know what? When he had that chance, you just felt that he was going to score it. You know, I just felt, and when he did, it wasn't just him. The whole team, they just really like, it was a relaxation of them. They all wanted the ball. They all wanted to do their bits and all that. Like, and I don't care what anybody says. That first goal was the important one. That is the important goal. And when he took it, we isolated them, the one-on-one situation. And I'm going to have to. Listen, I think at the end of the day, there must have been conversations in the team coach meetings and things like that about leaving him out. There must have been like, do we leave him out? And I reckon if there's 4 or 5 coaches there, probably it was split. I really do believe that. But Mikel Arteta obviously has the final say, and he's gone, no, I'm going to go with him. And you have to give the manager credit that he's kept with him. And I honestly think, I don't know about you guys, I said it like yesterday, this is his last game. If he didn't do it yesterday, I think you've got to say, no, enough's enough, he's got to be dropped. But to be fair, listen, I love it if someone starts, like making me eat my words and all that. Like, I mean, Aubameyang done that yesterday, and good luck to him. You can do that more often, like, But he hasn't been playing well. But yesterday, I thought he was, particularly in the second half, he was doing well. And it was a good point. I was watching it on Sky a little while ago. He's still getting in the positions to score goals. And I think that was a great. I think I can't remember who was on commentary yesterday. Don Goodman, and he was saying that, and he is still getting in there, still creating chances, and so I have to look at it from that point of view and say that I quite agree with that. And I'm glad. I don't, you know what I mean? I think everybody loves Aubameyang. You know, we all know he's a good player and we all wanted him to score, and we're all glad that he has.
Absolutely. Dan, the emergence of Smith Rowe and, of course, Saka last night, arguably you could have given man of the match to any of them, really. Aubameyang got man of the match in the end, officially on the telly. But I mean, any one of them three could have won man of the match. Smith Rowe, you know, I know Mesut Ozil's gone now, and that saga is over. Now, I didn't like to see last night on social media. I didn't like seeing people saying Mesut who. I just think it's adding so much pressure to the lad, because he's obviously got a social media account and he can see what everyone's saying, and people are starting to compare him with, you know, oh, he's better than Mesut Ozil already. People just need to calm down a small bit here. He's nowhere near Mesut Ozil's level just yet. Well, when Mesut Ozil is playing well, that is. Smith Rowe, Dan, how important is he going to be to this team from now until the end of the season?
Well, I think he's, along with Saka, the first name on the team sheet, isn't he? I think that you can look at the three players in Tierney, Saka and Smith Rowe in this season and say how important they've been already. We haven't really seen many bad games from either of those three players, and I think that says it all. I look at the situation with his positioning. I think he's everywhere. You know, everyone says he's a number 10. I see him tracking back last night. I see him winning passes. I see him winning the ball back. I see him tackling. I see him getting stuck in. I think this goes to prove what 2 loan spells does at Leipzig and Huddersfield, and how underrated people see that as, because that's just what Joe Willock needs, in my opinion. That's the difference there. It is, for me, I've never liked Joe Willock. I've never thought Joe Willock was going to make it at Arsenal, and I still have question marks over that. When it comes to Smith Rowe, there's a complete and utter difference in his game. Now, is that because he's had 2 loan spells out of those 2 clubs and played more football, or is it because he's better? I think it's probably because he's a better footballer, but those 2 loan spells have not hurt one bit. What I also like about Smith Rowe is what Jamie Carragher said last night. He doesn't run, he glides with the ball, and he just has the ability to know when to move the ball. And sometimes that can get you crocked, sometimes that can get you injured, which is why we need to protect the lad. But he's got that little bit of special quality that he just knows when to release that ball. And the one thing I love about him is his telepathy with Bukayo Saka. I just think the pair of them understand each other so well. They've been playing with each other now for, I don't know, probably since the under 10s or under 11s. It's gone back that long, so I believe, so I'm told. And the pair of them just understand it. They seem to be within the same mentality. They have an understanding of that. They seem to be looked up to by some of the experienced players. Aubameyang did an interview and he said that he's just so impressed by the pair of them. He just thinks they're exceptional. We don't want to get carried away, but we did say this last season with Saka that we didn't want to get carried away, and he's been even better this season. So these 2 kids can be anything they want to be. I include Martinelli in it as well, because I think without injuries, he'd be right up there with both of them as well. And it's exciting, Craig, for our future, 100%. Yeah, we've got some senior players letting us down. We're nowhere near ready yet, but these 3 have a promising future. So I'm a big fan of the lads. I do think we need somebody else. It's not all about Smith Rowe now. We do need somebody else in there, 100%. But at the moment, he's playing out of his skin, and long may it continue.
Absolutely, Mark. How do you feel about Smith Rowe and Saka? Obviously, you know, proving to these other lads that are on the fringe, who are playing in the Europa League and stuff like that, you know, work hard enough, and you know, your dream can come true.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have an affinity, don't we, with young lads who come through the academy and play for the Arsenal. You know, any football club that sees a lad be a graduate of our own productivity, you know, it's something special, isn't it? It's something special to get behind. You immediately have that connection with them, don't you? That they're one of us. They're one of the lads. And you know, we had it with Wiltshire, you know, and we give him too many seasons. Great to see him getting a contract, by the way. But you know, play some football. You know, it's great to see these lads coming through. But what you have to remember is the ultimately hard work. Yes, you know, Ray Parlour will tell you he wasn't blessed with natural ability, whatever. You know, it was pure sheer determination and hard work. You know, he's got that winning mentality to train hard and get to the top. But these guys are they've got a natural ability, haven't they? You know, it's natural to them when they're running with the ball, and to see that, like Dan said, to know when to release the ball. And Jack Wilshere used to do it, and he used to do it a split second too late, and he used to get nobbled. That's why he had horrendous ankle injuries. He was always leaving it too late. But Smith Rowe and Saka, we're loving what we see. They've got to do it consistently. It's only been 6 games for Smith Rowe. It's a drop in the ocean with regards to seasons. You know, it's a tenth of what we need him to perform just in one season. He's got fantastic ability. I mean, it's summed up nothing beautifully there than in the chat. You know, one guy in the chat there saying that he's the Croydon De Bruyne, and somebody else, and somebody else in the chat there saying he's the new Alexander Hleb. And let's be honest, he's got the ability or the potential to be either one of those. You know,
yeah.
But let's be honest. If someone comes through our academy and costs us absolutely nothing, I would take Alexander Hleb, you know, because he was naturally ability on the ball. You know, his attacking flair. You know, we are seriously short on those sorts of players in our squad. I mean, touching on somebody else, I think it was Sophie actually the other day, or someone said on Dan's pod that, you know, Reece Nelson is a prime example of someone who needs to go out on loan now to a Leipzig or to a football club like that and just get some solid week in, week out action, because I feel like he's drifting a little bit on the periphery of our starting 11, and I would agree with her on that, and I agree with anybody else who thinks that you know, for me, I think if we bomb out of the Europa League or we drop out of a tournament, I think we can afford to lose a couple more of those fringe players. And maybe with Martinelli coming back now, especially if we sign somebody else, then Nelson for me would need to go and to get that first team experience like Smith Rowe's got. But the future it's looking good.
It's looking good. It's looking lovely.
Looking
it's looking very good. Just before we go on to judges, thank you very much, Daniel, the Blind Gooner. Thank you very much for your kind donation, mate. That's a Big Mac. Lovely, jubbly. Evening, lads. Smith Rowe was excellent last night. Yes, he was, mate. As we have just discussed. If you're looking for another channel for Arsenal content, please go and have a look at Daniel's channel, The Blind Gooner. It's on YouTube. Go over there and subscribe. We had another chat, another super chat there. 1 second there now. I want to bring this one in here now. This is from Unique79. Thank you very much. 2 Big Macs, that is. What I love about Smith Rowe is that he's bringing back old school football by not wearing shin pads. May his rise continue. Absolutely. I think he's doing a Grealish on it, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Can I just say, Craig, one thing I did forget? The reason that the Mesut Ozil thing was coming out, that's what I wanted to touch on. The Mesut Ozil thing is clearly because we're looking at Saka and Smith Rowe now. Saka got 12 assists last season. Mesut Ozil got 2. Smith Rowe's got 5 already. So I look at the 2 of them and I think that's why people are saying Mesut Ozil, because we've moved on and the future looks bright. Sorry, I just wanted to add that in there.
Yeah. I get that. But I just don't like we fall into the trap of overhyping our youngsters, and we've done it all the time. So one fella last night summed it up lovely with Rob Holding. He said, "Don't hate on the guy. Just let him be Rob Holding. Let him play his game week by week, and we'll judge him week by week." You know. Like I said to Lee earlier, we can only judge our players on their last game. Lee, Saka on the right-hand side, on the right wing, what does this mean for players like Pepe?
That's a good... Could make a song about that. Saka on the right-hand side, Saka on the right-hand side.
I'm glad the grounds
ever have a beer again before you come on here.
I'm glad the grounds are shut. If that's what Judges are going to bring to the Emirates, Jesus.
Can you imagine?
you have to stick to selling Alexas, Lee. You're no good at singing, mate.
Yeah. Up in the champagne stand.
Well, what does that do for? He's unbelievable, like, you know, with Pepe. You know, he's a record signing, and it doesn't get a look in. Even the 3 substitutes come on yesterday, and he weren't one of them. You know, it just tells you the story, really. I think that Mikel Arteta doesn't rate him. I think when you look back at the cup final, semi-final, I thought he'd done all right in those games. You know, what was his reward for that? Was the club went and bought Willian. You know, so I don't think that Mikel Arteta really rates him that much. And that is a bit of a worry for me from his standpoint. You know, he'll play in the FA Cup, but when he's come in, he hasn't really done the business, has he? You know, and that's my problem with him. You know, I think he's a frustrating player. I think, for me, all the ability in the world, lovely touches and all that, but no end product. Doesn't go anywhere like that. It's so frustrating. So I don't know what's going to happen with him. I really don't, because we're not going to get the sort of money that we bought him for. So we're going to have to take a massive hit on it. For me, you know, and I don't want to go too much into it. The wrong decision. Whoever made that decision to buy him and not Zaha, you know what I mean, needs shooting. It's simple as that. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's just ridiculous. But there, it's done, and we're now in a position where, you know, when I look at that signing, didn't somebody look at it and think, you know, well, we've got Saka here. Where are we going to play him eventually? What position are we going to be looking at playing him? I don't think, you know, I think that the actual signing, when we was desperate for a central defender and we end up buying Pepe, and you've got people like Saka in the wings, in our recruitment, there's something not right for him to go ahead and do that. I just really do think. But
to be fair, he was predominantly playing on the left, wasn't he? This right wing thing's only kind of, you know, he hasn't played there. I mean, he's played on the left more times. He's played on the right. But my thing is, I mean, Saka can't be taken out of that position at the moment.
Oh,
can he?
no. And the good thing is, I think eventually, I don't know what's going to happen, but like it will be, whether it be this season, next season, season after, I think it will be Saka and Martinelli will be the two. And what will be good about it is that they can swap over. They can, you know, there'd be a little bit of changing, and I think that'd be a good thing, you know. So I don't think that it's a bad thing in playing out on the right at the moment, because I think I said it and I say it again, you know, that he continues to define his age by playing in different positions all the time. You know, whether it's on the left hand side, whether it's left back, whether it's wide right. You know, he is a really, really what I'd say player that can play in all positions. But you know, when he does play in it, whatever position he plays in, he plays bloody well in it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I thought he was fantastic at left back, you know, last season. I think back this time last season, he started playing left back, didn't he? And I thought, God, blimey. But you can see he is a talent. And I'll tell you what, you have a look at that goal yesterday. His movement for that goal is fantastic, because, you know, he just trotting, and then all of a sudden he goes into that position to just slot it home. And you know, I just think he's a player playing beyond his years. I really do. I think, you know, if you would say he was 25, 26, I don't think no one would disagree with you. You know, he's that good. He's well above his years. And, you know, I just want to say one thing about Smith Rowe as well, like, you know, and I think it's been said before, but I'm going to say it again, you know, at 20 years of age, Jack Grealish was not as good as Smith Rowe. Right, if he can improve, keep going on all that, we have got one hell of a player on our hands. Like, you know,
totally gifted, the two of them. You know, you see footballers, and you can tell that they're just totally gifted. And there's two of them.
So one thing I will say about Smith Rowe, me and Dan were talking about earlier on. He got better in the second half when the game opened up, so there was more spaces for him, and he played. You know what I mean? So, you know, I think there's a reality check that he is only 20. You know what I mean? When it was tight spaces and everything with Newcastle, he didn't really get into those positions where he could run at players where he was in the second half, you know. So I think that at the end of the day, he's him and Saka are, well, I just think like at the end of the day, all of a sudden Arsenal now, do you know what I think about a year ago? Arsenal didn't have anybody. You could turn around and go, oh, we ain't got no one we could sell. We've got no assets. We've got two massive assets now, like, you know, like Pamela Anderson's knockers. We've got two massive assets.
Sorry again for all the families that are watching this evening. Lee has had a couple of beers, and when he has a couple of beers, he gets a bit of a potty mouth. I've just got a message here from Ian Barron, who says he's watching us from his sick bed. Unfortunately, he's tested positive for COVID-19, and he's in bed self-isolating for 10 days. I hope you get better soon, Ian.
Well soon, Ian.
I hope we're making your Tuesday night a little bit better.
Craig, don't miss. Don't miss Chris's comment there about Dan. We need to shed some light on that.
What's that there then?
What's
If
this?
I can find it, I don't know.
Chris Walker, is it true that Dan Potts is a Southern Region swing ball silver medalist?
What?
Is it true?
Is it true?
Is it true that you're a swing ball silver medalist?
Apparently so, according to Chris, wherever it is. No,
what does it
swing
mean?
ball. I don't know. I don't know what it means even. But
Good game, swing ball.
That's a good game in the garden, swing ball, isn't it?
Yeah, I used to like that. Those big,
that.
big thick bats.
It's wrong.
Chris, if it was me, mate, I'd be getting the gold, not the silver.
Love it. Love it. This one comes in from the real. Is that the real Guinness? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Lee, seeing these kids perform the way they have is making me fall back in love with watching the Arsenal. Great job, lads. Great pod as always. Thank you very much indeed for that kind donation. Thank you very much indeed.
Mark was saying that earlier on. You do have an affinity to the young boys, and it does make you feel a little bit more part of it. It's great that we've got a couple of youngsters coming through, and hopefully a couple more as well. Fantastic.
Absolutely. Dan, what about Cedric last night, mate? I'm very surprised to see him put in. But played bloody well.
I thought that was an understatement. I thought he was exceptional. I really did. Yeah. I thought his delivery was outstanding. One thing about Bellerin, he's great going forward, but he can't defend and he can't cross a ball. And I think that Cedric did all three of those things last night. He was great going forward. His delivery was good and he could get back as well. He's not really been a signing I've really understood, if I'm honest with you. And I felt a bit sorry for Maitland-Niles. And I still do. I don't think he's been managed correctly at all. But Cedric has been good from when I've seen him and when I saw him last night. So let's see what happens. The thing is, I was talking to Lee about this earlier. We both said, you know what'll happen? He's had a good game. His Bellerin will come in now and he'll be dropped again. But I don't think it should be like that. You know, I think at the moment Cedric's the best right back from the last game. Like you said, Craig, you look at what's happened from the last game. Cedric did nothing wrong, so he keeps his place as far as I'm concerned. We have got Southampton in two games coming up soon, so maybe he'll have, he'll want to play well against his old club. But, I thought Cedric and Tierney last night, both of them were sensational going forward. And I think that we need to give him credit where it's due because Cedric, it was a bit of a strange sign. I don't think anybody quite understood why we got 3 right backs at the club and 1 left back. But Cedric was good last night, mate. So absolutely spot on. Can't disagree with that whatsoever.
Have we Manchester United next?
We've got Southampton in the cup and then Manchester United, isn't it?
Yeah, Manchester United in the league, isn't it? Yeah, that's right.
Southampton in the league on Tuesday.
Yeah, we've got Southampton twice. Yeah,
Southampton twice.
They're going to beat Shrewsbury.
A massive test for the. What's that, Lee? I can't hear you, mate, because you haven't got your microphone and headset on. I can't hear a word you're saying.
Shrewsbury or Shrewsbury? What were you saying? You can say
Shrewsbury.
What are you saying?
Shrewsbury.
Shrewsbury. What are you saying? You can say either. You can say either.
Shrewsbury. I think I'll
say either, and they will not be offended.
Cedric won't play against Southampton, by the way, because we'll have to give Southampton 500 grand every time he plays against them. So he will be dropped for that game. I just.
Cedric.
Craig, you were saying, sorry, massive test you were asking me on before.
Yes, mate. Massive. Well, I mean, I was going to move on to Mark actually. Manchester United, Mark is going to be. Well, no, I was going to move on to it. It was actually flowing nicely, mate, until what's his name up there started huffing and puffing.
He's got his headset out. Look now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you hear me, Cedric?
The Manchester United game, Mark, obviously will be a massive test, and we will see where we're at.
For them, that will be a massive test for them.
We'll see where we're at with this team, won't we?
Man United will see where they're at. We last time we played them, we beat them. We're the team to beat. We're in, to be fair, they're going well, weren't they? Be a good game, that. Should be a good game. It's such a mad season, isn't it? Like, to try and sit here now and predict what's going to happen in any game is like, it's mental, isn't it? I've never known a season like it. I've never known a season whereby squads and rotation is so important because the games are coming thick and fast. There's no time to recover. They're in this unique bio bubble where they're not getting the downtime away from it and the rest period. It's such a mad season, and it's no surprise that the teams with the smallest squads are the lowest places in the league, because this season more than ever we need squads, don't we? So yeah, it's going to be a good game. Really look forward. We always look forward to playing Man United, don't we? But to try and call it, don't ask me.
Absolutely. Look at him. He looks like my mum trying to text me a message on the phone.
A lot of people were saying I was in a cheese coma earlier on, by the way. I wasn't. My toes were getting really cold. So what I've had to do, I've had to put the oven gloves on my feet.
Oh, God. I'm never coming round your house for dinner.
What?
Yeah.
You were, Lee, I was just about to send you out an invite, Lee.
Well, I will decline. As simple as that.
Anyway, Dan, what do you think about us versus Man United?
I think Lee's had too many beers. Mark's had too many cheese. That's what it is, mate.
Yeah, I think just me and you next week, Dan. I think. Lee, the Man United game, mate. Well, we've got Southampton to come first, of course, but I'm not really too bothered about that, to be honest. The game that I want to see us win and win well is obviously the Manchester United game, and I think that he has to start the team that played last night. Or would you agree?
I wouldn't go along with that. I think Gabriel's got to come back at some stage, though, to be honest. I think a bit of pace. They've got a bit of pace, Man United, haven't they? And so I'd like to see Gabriel come back. One thing what worries me about Man United is, and a little bit of tongue in cheek on this, I don't think that they're going to attack. I think that they're sitting, defend a little bit like Newcastle and other teams, and hit us on the break. Where there's only one team that's sort of come to the Emirates over the last few weeks and give it a go, and that's Chelsea, and they got stuffed. Do you know what I mean? So I think teams will sit back, and I think that from me, Man United will do that, and that's the worry then, because they have got players that can hit us on the break. But in saying that, I felt that we've done that okay defensively against Crystal Palace. I think we played well, but we shut them up, and so shut them out, should I say? But I think Man United is going to be a different animal. I think that they've got those players. I thought, I don't know about you guys, I was very disappointed by the game on Sunday, by the way. But I felt
it was awful, rubbish.
Yeah, I felt if Man United would have gone for it instead of really, I think that they played the name Liverpool and what they've done in the past, but they were there for the taking, Liverpool. I felt, and I felt in the last 20 minutes, Man United, I thought would look like they was going to win it.
Alisson saved them, didn't he?
Yeah,
Class.
yeah. They only went for it in that last 20 minutes. So again, I've always going to have that little doubt on Solskjaer. I felt there was something not quite right. I think like Ferguson would have thought, I'm going for this and gone for it. Do you know what I mean? But I just feel he was a little bit cautious. So it'd be an interesting one to see what happens against Man United, because if you remember last season, we played them on, I think it was New Year's Day, and it was in the same sort of position. Man United, we was thinking, we just lost to Chelsea if I'm right, and we think, we turned them over. So, but look, listen, it'd be lovely to turn them over, but I don't think it's going to be a foregone conclusion, because I think that they will sit back, and I think that what we've got to do is get an early goal against them. You know, if we get a chance like Aubameyang, get that early goal, and then I think that it'll suit us. But the longer the game goes on, the more I fear it.
Dan, I mean, the last time we beat it's all well and good to beat Manchester United, but they're a completely different team now from when we beat them up at Old Trafford. They're going to cause us a lot more problems. I thought they were terrible against us at Old Trafford, and I think we were terrible, even worse. We got the penalty and we won the game, but with that team, I think with the team that I'm seeing at the moment, they're filling me with confidence, and especially after the Chelsea game. And the way we won the cup, we won the cup game against Newcastle, really dug in. And then, you had the West Brom game and then last night's game. They're filling me with confidence, Dan. And I am confident that we can get a result against Manchester United.
Yeah, the only reason I'm confident is because history says that we do well against big sides. I'm still not totally convinced by Arteta. I'm still not totally convinced by our style. I don't think we have a style. I'm still not convinced. There's a lot more to go, and I'd still prefer to have an experienced manager. I would. The games that we're playing at the moment are better, but it's still not convinced me this guy is going to win us what we want to be winning. So I do always have, however, the confidence that we're going to do well against big teams. We proved that against Chelsea at the Emirates. Nobody gave us a hope in hell of beating them. And we went and did it. And I think that with Manchester United, the reason they're different is because they've got that pace now that they're using in the Greenwoods, Rashfords, Martials. I think Bruno Fernandes has been on song. I think with him and De Bruyne in the Premier League, you've got two of the best in that position in the world. So they're going to be very dangerous. Pogba seems to come to life whenever he plays against Arsenal, and I know he had a poor game at Old Trafford, but he's playing very well at the moment in the last few games, and that's not what we want to be seeing. I do think, however, that looking at that game against Liverpool, I don't think either of those sides are good enough currently to win the league. I think Man City are the on-form side. I still think Leicester are playing better than both Liverpool and Man United at the moment, so they are to be got at 100%. Now, Lee makes a good point about Smith Rowe. Against Palace, he was man-marked. I don't think he'll be man-marked against Manchester United. I really don't. So I think that he's got the ability to have a good game. Saka, I think, likewise, will have a good game because he seems to be having some form of consistency at the moment. Aubameyang's now hopefully got his shooting boots back on. Lacazette's been in better form around some youngsters and some enthusiasm. Martinelli's to come back into this side. Thomas Partey's fit. I agree with Lee. I think Gabriel's an upgrade on David Luiz. Personally, I think he's a better defender, particularly in a back four. So you then work out whether Pablo Mari is better than Rob Holding. At the moment, it looks like Pablo Mari could be out for a few weeks. Kieran Tierney's back on form. We've got a competition between Cedric and the other right backs, and Leno's got his form back. So at the moment, things are looking good. But we know that this is Arsenal and things can turn very, very quickly. So we need to ensure that we go on this run now and keep this going because it's only been a few games. We need to make sure that we are not getting too far carried away with ourselves and that we put in the performances that we have been of late because it has been better. Again, start of the game, if I'm honest with you, last night, it looked dead again. It looked like another
the first half was
we
brutal.
turned it on.
Rubbish. It was rubbish. I mean, something must have been said in the dressing room from either the manager, the captain, or someone must have said something because they come out last night and absolutely tore Newcastle apart. I don't think Leno touched the ball more than 5 times in the second half, did he?
Yeah.
They were superb, and it was
difference.
What's
scoring the difference. Scoring that goal made that change the game.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Should we talk about the departure of Mesut Ozil, Mark? Left, gone, Fenerbahce. I believe it's a full transfer, isn't it? It's not just a loan deal. I can stand to be corrected. I think he's gone, isn't he, on a free transfer? Shows how much I've been reading into it because I'm not that bothered about it really. But Mark, I suppose we should touch on it. Mesut Ozil finally gone, and he's left.
Yeah, it's a shame, and I'll stand by what I've said many times before that he is a baller, and that the frustrating thing is that when we had him, we didn't have a defence, and now we've got a defence, we haven't got him. His attitude stank. He was a bad apple towards the end, throwing his toys out the pram because he weren't in the squad, and those around him. I don't think it's any surprise that Guendouzi was bombed out of the club because of his close bond with Mesut Ozil. Kolasinac we've seen leave. That's the writing on the wall, really. He's his best friend, and Mustafi, the support Mustafi's shown him online. I don't think he'll be too far behind him. Possibly in this window, we've got enough cover in defence now to let Mustafi go. I think he's probably played his last game for the club, and we're starting to see this cycle, this evolution of a squad. And it was always going to be led by Mesut Ozil. He's lost the battle with Mikel Arteta he has won the war, albeit probably down to the fact that his contract is about to run out. But he's decided to go back to his boyhood club, and I wish him well, and I hope he finds love for the game again, and I hope he finds love in Turkey, where his father is from, and he grew up in Germany, supporting them. I hope he's happy because I don't wish anyone any ill, and I thank him for some good times, and he did bring some good times, and I don't think anyone can doubt his quality. You look at what he's won in the game. You know, he's done really well, but we, as a football club, as the Arsenal, need to draw a line, and that line will be drawn when it's officially announced that he's gone. I mean, it can't be any clearer. You know, he's flown out there, whatnot. But I still believe that after the game, Mikel Arteta last night was still saying it's not done yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was still sort of saying when. You know, because I think he's still got this ghost, this bad apple in the squad, which he became, which is a shame. So we wish him well, like we do all our former players. But it's just a shame the way it ended, you know.
Yeah.
Never burn your bridges, my granddad said to me. Try never to burn your bridges, but he has definitely burnt them with us. But that's a shame.
Absolutely. Lee, I mean, I'll come to you on the Mesut Ozil situation. There's no doubt in Mesut Ozil, you know, people will read Twitter and this, that, and the other, and we can express our frustrations, like I have on Twitter about Mesut Ozil and this, that, and the other. And I've said a few things about him I shouldn't have said, and nothing nasty, but you know, things that I shouldn't have said. But like Mark touches there, the fantastic footballer. We've seen what he can do. You know, he's won the World Cup. He's won things at Real Madrid. You know, if you want to see top class Mesut Ozil, you know, watch him at Real Madrid, and probably the first or second season while he was with us. I mean, I can remember when we signed him, Lee. I was over the moon. I couldn't believe that we had signed a player of that caliber. You know, I mean, people say it's so sad when adults buy replica shirts. I went down and had Ozil printed on the back of mine. So that's how, you know, you want to talk about sad. Such a great footballer, but I just don't think, Lee, that the Premier League was for him. I think that the Premier League was far too physical and quick for him.
Yeah, that's a good argument. I think it's a good. I've never seen a player divide a club as much as Mesut Ozil. There was some people loved him, some people despise him, some people don't like him. You know, it's true what we've said. He was a wonderful footballer, and I was excited when he first came. But I think also Arsenal have got to take a look at themselves as well. I don't think they built a team around him, which they should have done. If you've got someone as good as that, you have to build a team around him, because to cover up the weakness that he had. You know, there were times when they were asking him to do things that he could never do, and I think that, you know, from that he was always going to fail. But I see him do things on a football field, and I thought, wow. Mm. And again, a little bit like Pepe, when you talk about talent, you know, not fulfilled. I think that he had so much ability and he never really fulfilled it. And I don't know why. But I've just, somebody said to me today about Mesut Ozil, and I just said, I remember the game against Leicester, I think, last season or whatever. He was absolutely wonderful. I think he scored that game and it opened up a very, very good Leicester side. But he didn't do it often enough. And that was it for me. Didn't do it often enough. So from my point of view, I felt you had to play Mesut Ozil in a hole and then get two strong, big midfield players behind him. We never did it. You know. And unfortunately, from that point of view, it never quite worked. And I think the one thing that I think, well, like a couple of things here, I don't think Arsenal have come out in this very well at all.
No, they haven't.
I don't think we've been classy the way we've handled it. I don't think it's been a good. It's not really sat well with me the way we've treated a player like that. I don't think any player deserves to be treated. Forget about the money that he's on. I don't think you should be treated like that. I think you've got to show a little bit of class. And I think that Mesut Ozil, I don't know what's happened. There's obviously agreed to something where he's obviously like cut his wages down or whatever. So I think so from that point of view, he's done everything right to get himself out of the club. And I think from his point of view, I think it's a great point which Mark just made there. Get back to playing football. He's had 6 months where he's just been sitting under an umbrella. And do you know what? That picture really don't sit well with me. Every time they show Mesut Ozil sitting under an umbrella in the sun, you know what I mean? I just think that it's a bit degrading. Degrading. And I don't think that was right. And I don't think Arsenal should have done what they've done. I don't believe it was for football reasons that he was left out, because before lockdown he was playing. Something happened. But ultimately, he didn't work under Emery. It didn't work under Arteta. And then when you see someone like Smith Rowe doing what he's doing, you can see why. And he wasn't going to fit into the way Arsenal were going to play. He goes to Turkey now, Fenerbahce. I hope he does really, really well there and enjoys his football and becomes a success. I've got nothing against Mesut Ozil. I really haven't. You know what I mean? It just, as you said, it just didn't work out for us, and it got messy at the end. And I don't think it needed to be messy, but it did.
Yes, it did. Yeah, it started so well, didn't it? I mean, I remember his debut against Sunderland away.
Sunderland,
you know, first assist. You know, I mean, you watch it, and people are telling you how good he is at assisting. And if anyone hasn't seen that assist, go and watch it on YouTube, because it is just absolutely phenomenal. The way he just puts a perfectly weighted ball into Giroud from way outside the edge of the area. It was such a beautiful ball, pinpoint, bang, Giroud goal. And I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be unbelievable. But like Lee says, and Dan and everyone else has said, we just didn't build the team around him. But then saying that, I don't think you talk about building teams around him. I don't think he was built for this league. But look, we wish him well, because I know Mesut watches this podcast every week. So hello, Mesut. Hope you're all very well in Turkey, and we wish you all very well. Now, Dan, look, this has come in from your mum. Is that your mum? That's your mum, isn't it? Hello, Donna.
Yeah.
Sorry, my apologies. Hello, Mrs. Potts. How's things?
Tell them, Dan, what your mum
said about Ozil and Arshavin. What did she say?
What did she say?
Listen,
Is it going to stop Craig getting his bottle of wine down before you start?
No, it won't, mate. No, it won't. I think she's spot on here. And the reason I think she's spot on is my mum's a massive gooner, my dad's a massive gooner. And mum doesn't appreciate players that don't work hard. And Mesut Ozil and Andre Arshavin don't work hard. She thinks they're both overrated. Never really saw them play many good games. Really bad attitude. Body language is always, don't care. I'll do the bare minimum. And she doesn't like players like that. And I have to agree with her. I think it's spot on. And when you talk about building teams around players, I don't want players that we can build that are only good when we have the right players around them. I want players that are good with whoever they play. And at the moment, we're seeing youngsters that are good with whoever they play. And I think that Saka and Smith Rowe are two examples of that. And we say, we haven't really had the players around him. I wish Thomas Partey could play with Ozil. Ozil's had enough players around him of quality. All right. Alexis Sanchez weren't half bad. Aubameyang weren't half bad. Lacazette ain't half bad. Ramsey weren't half bad. So we've had some good players, because all other list goes on. So I'm not having that. But listen, I don't hate any player that played for Arsenal. But there are times that I get very frustrated with him. And he was one player that used to frustrate me with his attitude. And he's one player that's really, we haven't dealt with this situation well as a club, but neither has he. I mean, getting onto the social media every game. And I didn't see him on social media when we lost 4-1 to Chelsea in Baku saying, unlucky guys. Well, when we lose 2-0 to Everton, he says unlucky. I don't like that. That's wrong for me. So I'm glad that he's gone. And I don't wish him anything but a good rest of his career, and we move on. So
exactly.
That's
one thing I do want to know is the last question I'll give for the evening. Is Gunnersaurus moving to Turkey?
Well, he must be gutted because his wages have been cut now, haven't they?
Well, not this. He could go to Turkey and become Kebabasaurus.
Oh yeah.
He could move to Turkey with him and be his little personal mascot.
Do you think he's Gunnersaurus?
Do you think he's Gunnersaurus? Very, very good indeed, Mark. Very good. Always quick and always witty.
He knows that Mesut Ozil always saw him, though, doesn't he? You see round corners, Ozil, can't he?
Apparently so.
Do you think he saw us?
Do you think he saw us? Very good.
Unbelievable. This is tonight.
He's here all week, ladies and gentlemen. He's
here all week. But fortunately, fortunately, we've finished now. Thank you very much indeed for everyone that watched live. Over 500 of you peak. Thank you very much to you all in the chat box. We appreciate every single one of you. And thank you very much for the support. This week, we hit a milestone. The channel we started in 2017. During the week, we hit 1 million views. So thank you very much indeed for all your support. 1 million views is a massive milestone, and we are totally proud to have done it as a team. Dan, thank you very much, mate. Thanks for coming along as always. Will there be a team talk this Friday?
There will be indeed. It's myself and Danny from Burkamp Wonderland, and also Jess are going to come on. So we have us talking about the Southampton game, and we have a Southampton fan as well. So please join us on Friday at 7 o'clock. Guys.
Always a good show when Dan's involved. Always a good show when Dan's involved from Burkamp Wonderland. One of my favourite podcasters is Dan. One of the very first Arsenal podcasts I ever listened to. Mark, thank you very much indeed for your time, sir.
No, you know it's precious to me, but now and again I don't mind giving a bit of it up.
Good. I'm glad. And thank you very much indeed. Judges, as always, mate, the main man, the living meme that he's becoming. Thank you very much for your time, sir. Any other business, Lee, before we...
No, just stay safe out there because a lot of people are getting it. And so just stay safe. And if you are getting it... make yourself wrap up.
Can we get in what?
The COVID.
Oh right, okay. Because getting it means something else, doesn't it?
No, sorry. Well, it's the only thing we talk about these days, isn't it? Like my auntie's just got it this week. So
what's she got?
Yeah,
COVID.
Yeah, lucky COVID. Right, oh, right, okay.
Lee, everyone wants to know where you've been on the lash this afternoon because I thought all the pubs were shut.
No,
if you're Lee Judges. Oh, yeah. No.
It's that face. That is the face of a man that opens locked doors.
Well, it's because I've been doing working, so it's been working, and on the set was loads of beers, so they were free. So I thought, get in there, Judgy boy. I said, get in there, get in there.
Why wouldn't you?
No beer tastes better than free beer.
Oh,
exactly, absolutely.
Nice cold free beers as well, like that. I mean, so
I'm on day 19. Leave it out.
Oh, sorry, there was a bottle of Prosecco in there as well. Like that's not there no more.
This one, Craig, will you be on with Danny? No, I won't. But tomorrow night, I am recording a podcast with Danny. I'm going on Burkamp Wonderland, so I'll be speaking. I am, yeah. Is
that the first time you've been on it?
No,
you've been on it before.
I've been on it 4 or 5 times before.
Have you?
Even nominated as best guest one year in the ABW Awards.
Did you win?
No.
What you get?
It's all about the nomination, though. It's all about the nomination, you know.
Oh yeah, that's true. I think I went on there and I won it.
No, I don't think you did.
No, I'm pretty sure I did. If Danny was here,
I don't think you did. I don't think you did.
I think I did.
I don't think you did.
He won it. Comment of the year was, he's done it again.
I think I did. I think if you ask Dan, I think.
No, I'm not having that. I'll check on Wednesday. I'm not having
it. You know what I mean?
I'll check, but I don't think that's real. I don't think that's correct. Yes, so from all of us, thank you very much indeed for coming and listening to us blah on for an hour. We much appreciate it. Until the next time, up the Arsenal. Take care of yourselves and each other. All the best.